Finding Faith in Funny. My name is Chase. Thank you so much for listening to my podcast. If you're a return listener, welcome. And thank you for not finding a better podcast to listen to, because I appreciate all the listens I get. If this is your first time, welcome. This is Finding Faith in Funny. Don't be scared by the word faith if you're not religious. It's not about religion. This is a show where we use humor to find faith in ourselves, faith in each other, faith in humanity, faith in whatever it is you want to believe in. Now, normally, this is where I would introduce the guest. But today, I'm the guest. And honestly, it concerns me too. You see, my birthday is this week, and I'm going to be turning 40 years old. Now, I don't particularly enjoy my birthday or bringing attention to it. I typically don't like attention drawn on myself anyways. Well, then good thing I'm a stand-up comedian and have a podcast that I push every week. Kind of like an introverted narcissist. Anyways, particularly though, I've never cared to really, maybe since I was like 13 or 14, my birthday is not a big deal. Usually my birthday is on the first day of school. Usually I'm working on my birthday, and that's fine. Like I don't need the big celebration. I've never understood the need to celebrate the anniversary of the day our problem started. But that's such a pessimistic way of saying that. It's not what I really mean. What I'm saying is I don't like the attention on my birthday. But apparently turning 40 is a big deal. And because I love my wife and because I foolishly promised her that she could make a big deal out of this birthday, she decided to celebrate by doing something absolutely terrifying. She's interviewing me. So today, my wife is going to sit down across from me and ask me probably some deeply personal questions and attempt to get me to reflect on 40 years of life and faith and family and failure and laughter and whatever else I'm willing to admit on a podcast that I technically control, which means there is a very real possibility that this episode might just disappear. Maybe I don't post it at all. Nope, not going to do that. We're going to see how this goes. So, this is Finding Faith in Funny, and for the first time, I'm going to be the one put on the spot. Enjoy. Hi.
Hello, Chase's podcast. Because his birthday's coming up, so this will go up, tomorrow morning?
Yeah.
Monday morning, which is the 24th.
Uh-huh.
His birthday's on Friday, the 28th. Make sure you wish him happy birthday. He turns the big 40. Most of you that are listening might actually know what's going on. So that's fine. Do you have to hold it the whole time?
Or it's a good spot for us to.
Okay. I just didn't know if you had to.
If you don't want me to, I won't.
No, it's fine. Okay, so I have lots of questions.
Oh, and let's clarify. I'm on the receiving end of this interview.
Hi. So I get to ask him questions. I have lots of questions, but we don't have to ask them all, obviously, because we only have 30 minutes.
The last time you were on, it was like 45, 50.
All right, so we'll see how this goes.
Maybe it's a two-parter.
Well, so I kind of thought about questions, and then I was like, I'm at kind of like an advantage point because I'm your wife. So like asking you these questions specific to me and us, that, that can make these questions even cooler. So we're just diving right in.
Okay.
Number 1, what did loving me require you to unlearn about love?
Ooh,
told you.
The wording on that is
so
unlearn about love.
Yeah, about what you knew about love prior to us being together. Was there something that you thought love was that wasn't whenever you found out you loved me?
That love was allowed to be imperfect. Because based off of what I saw with my mom and my dad, everyone always said they were like the perfect couple, and they had little disagreements, but like it was like a love story based on how I knew it and whatever I've heard. Based off of his second marriage, it didn't go great. And based off of most people's marriages that I saw fail, like only the perfect ones survived. And so I definitely caused our relationship to not be perfect in my own way. And there's no getting around that. But I learned that love isn't perfect.
That's
It's an endurance. So,
like a marathon.
yeah.
But like, just like anything else in the world and in life, you don't have to like the person or like things they do all the time in order to love them.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not like an unconditional love because, I didn't give birth to you. So like that's a different kind of love.
No, the other serious relationship I had years before I met you, I tried to do everything that would adapt to her. And that didn't go well. Mm-hmm. And I, in a sense, tried to do that a little bit with you, albeit a lot of it was lies. And then even now, I'm still learning it's okay to not do that all the time or at all. Like, I'm okay to disagree with things that you like or don't like.
That is true.
Like surprise parties. I don't know what you have. I know you have.
Yes.
So
along those same lines, excuse me. I lost my train. There's something you said and then I lost it because I got excited about surprises. And so it threw me off for a second, but if I remembered, I'll come back to it.
Okay. That's all the time we have.
I kind of like this question, even though I think I know the answer. But what part of yourself were you most afraid I would eventually see?
The 50 feet of lies and crap I was buried under that I didn't think anyone could see, but most people could see. And just, I kept everyone at a distance. Mm-hmm. So I don't know who saw what, but I was worried for you finding out, one, that I lived in my car. Because if you figured that was like the bottleneck, where if you got through that, a bunch of other things were going to come out, and it did. And I was scared of that for several reasons. The main two being, one, that meant we were done, which still shocks me that your reaction wasn't get the hell out of my house and away from my kid. It was, how do we help you, and do you want to fight for us? Like, those were the two questions you asked me. Mm-hmm. And the other thing, it meant that if I had to come clean to you about all of that, I knew that meant it was time for me to go through some painful changes that I knew were going to happen at some point. It was just one of those things where you finding out kind of forced me to make that leap. And I don't know if I would have done it otherwise. But it was a leap I was scared to make, to start making changes I needed to make.
For those of you guys who don't know, when I found out that Chase had been lying, we actually spent most of the time sitting on my kitchen floor. Mm-hmm. There was a little bit of yelling.
Well, not as much as there probably should have been.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a lot of lies.
Mm-hmm. And they still continued after that for a little bit.
It wasn't a clean break, a break from the lies. Like, it was a process. I mean, not to... Addiction's addiction. Lying was an addiction. I couldn't just quit cold turkey. Mm-hmm. Even today, I can think of lies on the spot that I have to focus to not say. There's times where I'll tell something to you and immediately be like, hey, that wasn't true. I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. It happens faster than I can react sometimes. So...
Well, it's hard because that addiction of lying is not one that can be like... It's not a condition or disorder or whatever word you want to use that you can take something for and it stops it. You really have to be almost like a beautiful mind and ignore what's happening.
But like, the biggest is not lying to you.
Yes.
But even within the last few months, I lied to our landlord and had to come clean. Like, it happens. I'm scared of hard truths. Mm-hmm. I'm getting better. But yeah, that's been the struggle.
So I remember my question from right before
good.
That you triggered. It wasn't.
Yeah.
You're so funny. You're so snide. Like, you're funny. But was it hard for you, based off of your past of needing to be the fixer and everything like that, for me to not need you but want you in my life?
No, it was almost a relief, except for if you're having a hard moment where
I'm talking about in the beginning.
Even back then.
Okay.
I'm glad I didn't have to try and fix you because you were confident. I mean, we met when you were at self-improvement seminar.
That's what you want to call it. Yeah, I don't know what else to call it.
No, there's another word for it. But anyway, so I wasn't worried about that. Like, you were very confident in who you were. Mm-hmm. You didn't come across as being there's no way to say this without sounding like I'm taking a shot at my past partner.
You're fine. I don't think she's listening.
Probably not. But there's no way you would be jealous if I went to go spend Father's Day with my dad if your dad was dead. Like,
correct.
There was a security about you that I didn't feel like I needed to fix you. Now, if I ever see you crying, my reaction is to help any female I see with a tear in her eye. Mm-hmm. That is still something like, there's times like where you have to tell me, hey, I just need a minute. Don't try and fix this. But it's not that I'm trying to save you. That's more of my comfort. So that I don't think was hard for me in the beginning.
Okay. Sorry, you triggered that question. That wasn't on my list.
That's how this should go.
Exactly.
That's how this should go.
I know. That's what I wanted. That's why, like I said, I probably won't get to all of these questions because there's a lot. Yeah. But we'll have to have a part 2 sometime. I'll have to remember which ones that I asked you already. Okay. When have you felt most loved by me when I most likely didn't even realize I was doing anything important?
There's a handful of times. The Christmas when we were living in Jody's basement and you had reached out to my aunt without telling me about going to visit her in California. Okay. Albeit that it didn't happen because of life circumstances. Mm-hmm. But knowing you had reached out to my aunt, because I had wanted to go down to California and visit them. Yeah. That was one of the moments where I was like, wow, like she just went an extra mile that I didn't even know I wanted. So that one jumps out to me.
Was it when I watched Braveheart?
No, it was not, because had we even met in person yet by that point? Then no.
I borrowed it from someone I could talk to you about
Giving me a 4th chance to go on a date with you is probably a good indicator that you were liking me.
Yeah.
Considering I bailed on the first 3.
Yes, you did.
Albeit for good reasons. But I don't know. Anytime I've had whatever you want to call a relapse or a step back with either honesty or anytime I've gone through a job change, whether it was my choice or fault or not, you've been very supportive in those aspects. Comedy-wise, you've never told me not to do a show, which part of my cold feet-ish, which we talked about the other day, was not being able to be involved with comedy if I stayed in St. George. Yeah. That was more about St. George, not you. But you've also kind of taken that as a challenge to make sure that you've always supported every show I've ever done.
Yeah, well, but also you support me in my love of theater and doing something I love and making no money. It's like we do that together. It's great. Because we love it. So
I remember you asked before we were married if I'd ever want to be full time and stand up, and I said no because I don't like the travel part, the constant being gone 5 nights a week. And then when you were doing Wonka, and I realized how much effort goes into, okay, she's just a full-time comedian now. This is what it would be like. Because the joke is I went from being single to a single dad overnight.
Pretty much. You at least had fun with Gavin, though.
But there's a reason. Anytime I'm on a big show or something, I always text you, I love you, and just thank you. And it's not just for stand-up, but it's for just the support.
Yeah.
So.
Always.
You support me almost too much because I don't like talking about it with people.
Yeah, and I love telling
And
people
you
all about you.
Pimp the hell out
And
of
like,
it.
when you decided to take your break, it was super hard on me because then it was like, oh, no one's gonna see how awesome and funny he is. Like that's where my brain goes. Like I want people to see how funny you are because here's the thing. Here's the thing. Everybody says, "Oh, my husband's funny." People say that all the time. "Oh, my husband's funny," and I can actually say that for real. But people don't believe me if I don't have a place to show you off.
I'll send you the clips.
That's not the same.
I mean, and taking a break was harder on you than it was on me at first. Mm-hmm. As of late, it's difficult, and I'm open to opportunities.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Okay. Let's see. What do you hope our kids someday understand about you that they're too young to understand right now?
Just there's times where I get off of work and I'm overwhelmed and it's just me and them. Mm-hmm. And there's times where maybe I'm not the most present person because my brain is just fried or I'm overwhelmed by noise or whatever. But I hope they know that I don't care. Like I love still, even if I'm not the most attentive in a moment or if I'm grouchy, there's nowhere else on the planet I'd rather be than with them, even in those moments. And I hope when they get older, they can say, you know what? He was kind of short-tempered sometimes, but he was with us.
Kind of a dick.
A little bit.
That's what they're going to say.
Yeah.
I'm like, Mom, why was Dad such a dick?
Yeah. You cried in the kitchen and Millie asked if I was being mean to you.
For no reason. I've never once said
you were
anything
just
about that.
Tell me about a rough moment you're having. And she come running around the corner and said, Mommy, was Daddy being mean to you? It's like, jeez. So
I don't even know why that happened.
That's what I hope. I hope they understand that sometimes you were upset without me being mean to you.
Well, that's the thing. Like she said that before one time when Gavin was mean to me.
Yeah.
Like she did that. Okay, so speaking of parenting, what part of your own childhood shows up in your parenting even when you don't want it to?
The noise that drives me nuts is the same face my dad used to make when I was being too loud in the car or with my friends, or Dad, can we still play shoot hoops? Or Dad just wouldn't like when there's too much noise and trying to talk to him when a game was on, or just too much noise that start rubbing his head. I am my dad in that moment. And so I know what my kids are looking at in those moments. And I try to explain to them that wasn't your fault. Like that's me not handling something in my brain that's not your fault. I try to do that anytime they see that. It's hard to swallow whatever frustrations I'm feeling because the older I get, the more I hate noise. And the older they get, the more noise they can produce. And so I tried to explain to them, I love how you are, and I never want you to lose your sense of adventure and fun. Sometimes I just get overwhelmed with noise, and I'm really sorry.
Well, I think I don't know if it's helpful to you. It's helpful to me to remember that kids are they are noisier and sillier whenever they trust the people they're with.
Yeah.
And they feel comfortable. So it's like one of those things. And it's hard because I get it. Both of our children are me. And I get it. And my parents are, they say that all the time. My mom just laughs. My dad does, of course.
Your dad tells you it's what you get.
Yeah.
But I'm like, why do I get it?
Sorry.
No, the kids are you with looks and with Jones wanting to tell you every aspect of every day ever. Mm-hmm. And Millie and their brains like
memorizing things
is you. But then Jones tried to drink soda through his straw through his nose, and that's where I go, okay, I'm there. I'm in there somewhere. That's me.
And when Millie hates people and doesn't want to be around anyone.
When her cousins are having fun and she's like, that's cool. I'm going in the piano room because I don't need any of you. There I am. That's the only reason I never question if they're mine or not, is because they're there.
Oh,
There are times
So funny.
I could convince myself that Gavin is more my kid than Millie and Jones. Gosh.
Oh, goodness. Speaking of Gavin, you should interview him sometime.
I would love to if he was ever here or talked.
I know.
I'll have Brennica interview him.
There you go.
I'll just say, hey, I need you to ask these questions.
And record it.
And don't touch them the whole time.
Yeah, because I don't want them to start making out, and then it just ends up that we hear them making out on the
I'll have the
recording.
bishop do it.
Stop it. Let's see.
I'd have to sanitize my phone.
Stop it. Stop it. Gosh, it's so cold right here.
How are you cold? This
But
feels amazing.
Look at that. Look at my ring.
I know.
It's like flying around. Just so you guys know, we moved. We moved recently. And I love it.
And our address is... Just kidding.
I don't care. I want people to come here to visit. For those of you guys who don't know, we'll tell this little tidbit of a story. The last house we lived in was great. However, moving there was not something I wanted to do. I didn't want to move out of our house before then. And I literally, and this is nothing about the house itself, it had to do with me, but I just hated it there. So hated it so much that I let my depression and my anxiety win over, and I didn't do anything. And it was such a mess, and I never wanted people to come over, and I was so embarrassed all the time. And there's aspects of hoarderness, and so I don't want that to happen again. And I walked into this house and we got it, and I love it. And I already hang up pictures, no posters, and put things up, and I have all these ideas and different things, and just the kids are doing really good, keeping it clean every day. We practice things, and it's great. So I loved it, but this is not about me, McPhee. Gosh.
I'm just going to stay quiet and let you keep going.
No. All right. If you could go back to the moment in your life when you felt the most alone, what would you tell that version of yourself? Oh, sorry. Would you tell that version of yourself what happens next, or would knowing change something that he needed to learn? What was that moment? Talk about what the moment is too, not just.
There's so many times where I should have been at rock bottom and it wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
My car got repoed while I was living in front of my family. And my dad asked if I had been living in my car. I said no. I told him I was walking home, and I just walked to a friend's house that lived 3 miles away. That walk should have been rock bottom. It wasn't. Because then we got eventually in another car, and I was living.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad and I had gone to a football game between Utah and Arizona State. It was a great, fun game, all that. And then that night, the storm was coming in, and I remember I was parked under a tree in a church parking lot, mm-hmm. and the lightning was way too close for comfort. It's 3 a.m, and on top of that, I started to get really sick.
Oh, sad.
And it was okay. So I drove to a Walmart back when it was open 24/7 and just walked around Walmart till I couldn't hear thunder anymore. Mm. And I threw up at Walmart, and then I kept throwing up. And the next day we were supposed to have family dinner, and because I was sick and my nephews were young, mm-hmm. Walter wasn't even 1 yet, I remember I stayed in that church parking lot the whole day while church was in session, mm-hmm. just throwing up, and felt like I couldn't go home, couldn't call anyone. That was kind of my lowest moment. That happened to be about 4 months before me and you started talking. That was in October-ish of 15. That was probably the lowest moment where I'm this is bad. Mm-hmm. Had chances to change. My parents invited me to live with them, and I made it for 2 days, and then I was back. I had chances, and it just wasn't ready for it yet, but I knew it. But that was the lowest. If I could go back to myself that night and tell myself where it happens next, I don't know if I would, because I'm kind of the type that says, if I know what's going to happen, mm-hmm. I almost lose interest. I don't like spoilers with movies.
Yeah.
I barely like watching trailers because I don't want to know.
Yeah.
Because if I know what's going to happen, I kind of stop paying attention. If I were to come to myself and say, hey, in 4 months, this chick's going to rock your world, and you're going to go through a lot of ups and downs to figure it out, but eventually, 10 years from now, you're going to have 2 amazing kids with her, plus her stepson, like all this. I'd be like, that's really cool. And then I would sit there daydreaming about it and not do anything about it.
Mm.
So I don't know. I think if I could go back to him, I'd just say, hang in there, accept the help. And I think I would say, be honest with your dad when he asks you questions, because that would have made things a little bit easier on myself and made myself a little more prepared to meet you, I think. But that's what I'd say. Be honest with your dad, get it all out of the way, and just hang in there.
Do you think that any of the times, like, how do I put this? See, I better when I type all my things out first and can do it. But what was the hardest moment with you and your dad personally when it came to your lives and all of the things that was happening?
So I think the hardest part for me and my dad was after I had moved down here. Because I think for a while my dad stopped asking certain questions because the answers he knew were not going to be true anyway. So I think, I don't know if that was a conscious decision by him, but I also didn't keep communication open with very many people because I was sick of lying to people too.
Yeah.
The hardest part was shortly after I moved down here and my grandma was in the hospital, and it got out to him that I had been taking money from her at the time. And at that point, all trust was gone, because when we took that trip up for my 30th birthday, coming up on 10 years ago, and we had to stay at that janky hotel because we were going to stay at my parents because they were going to be out of town, and my stepbrother had said, my parents gave me specific instructions not to let you in the house. That was the moment where I was like, I couldn't even argue that. I was just like, all the trust is gone. It's gone. It's just, I'm bankrupt of trust with anyone right now. That was the hardest moment. And it didn't get better for another year.
Yeah.
Until more stuff came out. But that was the hardest one. Was there a follow-up to that?
No.
So that was the hardest part.
Because that one I just came up on my own. So
Yeah.
it doesn't flow with my flow of questions.
Well, when football season starts, I'll sit and watch a game and my dad will text and I the whole...
Yeah.
We didn't text hardly at all that whole season during games. It was, hey, did you see that? Yeah.
Of course,
there was a couple
happen.
moments of that, but it was I was timid to talk to him. I'm sure he wanted to help, but he couldn't trust a single word coming out of my mouth, understandably. So none of that is a grudge against him.
Of course.
It was all...
And then you're not just saying that because he's listening.
No. It was all self-deprecated, this is what I deserve feeling from myself. And it had nothing to do with how he acted. So.
I love you.
I love you.
There's more. Sorry.
I know.
Well, okay, so this is a 3-part question. What do you feel is the worst thing that ever happened to you?
That happened to me?
Yes, not because of you, not happened to you.
The first time my mom went into the hospital when my dad and my sister were in China. Because it was just me, my dad, and my grandma at home. That was the first time we actually had to call an ambulance and they had to come get her. And then my aunt and uncle took Tiana over to their house to hang out with my older cousin, and then I was just in the house alone and I didn't know it. I was 16. That was the weirdest moment. Because then it was what do I do now? Because my grandma went with my mom to the hospital. My aunt and uncle took my sister.
Yeah.
I was told to go to church and let my bishop what was going on. So I went to church and sat with people, and then word started to get around. So everyone wanted to know, one, what happened, and 2, why I wasn't at the hospital with her. And then there was no way of getting a hold of my dad. That moment is harder than her actually dying.
Do you know what I wish for you someday? Is that you would let these moments just, the emotions happen for you, because I see it.
I don't know if I'm holding back tears or anything right now, but
no, I'm talking about tears.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about emotion in general, because like your body language changes when you are about to be emotional and you don't want to.
Yeah.
And that just happened. It's happened about 3 times since we started talking. And again, I'm not talking about crying.
No.
I'm not talking about any of that. But I wish that one day you would let you wouldn't be so afraid of someone seeing your emotions. You shouldn't be afraid of me seeing your emotions, but I know you still are. But it's not. I know it's not personal to me. I know it's you.
Well, yeah, it's me scared of my own emotions.
Yeah,
That's
it's not me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe it would be different if I didn't know this was recording.
Yeah.
That is probably playing a factor, because I don't think I've ever said that out loud before about that being the hardest moment. And that's not one I had to think about. Like, I know
that was the hardest moment.
Of all the stuff that happened with and to my mom, that's the only one I'm still like, why did I have to be in that moment?
Yeah.
And why wasn't anyone else around
Why
for
were you the
that?
one that had to be? Why did all the pressure and all of it land on your shoulders?
Like, I remember when my dad and my sister got home from China, and my dad didn't, this is before cell phones and text messaging and social media apps. Like, he found out as he got off the plane that my mom was in the hospital. And then, but I remember feeling relief that him and my sister were home, because it was like, I can go back to being 16 now. This all sucks, but cool. I'm going to watch a game now.
It's not like he knew what was going to happen to your mom.
No. And she came home a couple days later, and then was back in the hospital a few weeks after that, and then came home a few days later, and then she went back in for the last time. It was, but that first time, that's for sure the hardest one.
Got it. What? Blah, blah, blah. Do you think you'd be a different person if that kind of stuff hadn't happened? If that specific thing or similar things happened?
But yes, but not necessarily for the better. I feel like I would be different, but I don't know how. I don't know how that was a benefit for me, but I believe it was. I can say that because it's been 20 plus 23, 24 years since that moment. That was, it's 24 years next month is when that happened. So I can say that now. It's easy in hindsight, maybe 2.5 decades later, to say somehow that maybe that prepared me for the moment she died. Maybe that prepared me for the moment she had a stroke on New Year's Eve, whatever. Somehow that gave me strength to endure something else, something down the line. That I'm going to be, like, I don't know. But yeah, I think I'd be different. But I can't say be different for the better.
No. Do you ever grieve the person you were before that moment?
I pity him.
The one before?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, why?
Because he was naive. Here's how good my parents were, as I was naive to think that bad things happened to us. Bad things happen to other people. Earthquakes happen in California. School shootings happen in Colorado. Like, it just... My grandpa had a stroke, but he was old and he died. Like, that was sad. But bad things didn't happen to the McPhees.
Got it.
And so I had this invincibility about everything just works out for us. Of course I'm going to make the basketball team. Of course this is going to just... So I pity the naiveness that I wasn't aware at a young age. But at the same time, like, maybe it's better sometimes young people don't have to live in fear. And I don't know if I would live in fear, because I think there's a difference between living in fear and being understanding that things could happen.
Yeah.
Maybe, but had I known then what I know now, I think I could have been much better prepared for things to happen. Like, I dread the day someone else in my family dies. I think because of everything, I'll be more prepared for it, because it'll be a familiar road. Not the same, but similar.
Yeah, I don't think that I'd be ready for anyone in my family to die. Like, I've thought about that before. Like,
Yeah.
you know.
And I don't know if anyone can be ready, but like just thinking about it takes my it's like taking a punch to the gut. But I know eventually that pressure does let off.
When I think about Grams, like Grams would be the one person I think I'd be really, really sad. I know she doesn't think that anybody loves her, but
and I love her for that.
I love her so much. I wish that I could tell her that more. I always feel bad because I'm not the best at communicating with people unless they're in my circle of moment.
Yeah.
And so like I forget about contacting any of my aunts and uncles and her, she's my last grandparent left. I forget about those kind of things and I always worry. I'm like, you know, I love you.
Anytime she sends me an email, I love seeing her name pop up in my email. I'm like, it's Graham. It's my favorite. Even if she just sends me an article or something.
I'm glad she's coming out this year. But yeah, like, I mean, you were there when my grandma passed.
On Thanksgiving.
On Thanksgiving. I was not prepared for that. Aunt Marge was also a really hard one.
Aunt Marianne was hard for me because I only met her once, but she was so welcoming when we went to visit her. Like, but
it would have been her birthday last weekend. I can't remember.
When your grandma died on Thanksgiving, because your mom went out there because essentially that's what was going to happen. But when you actually got the message and it hit you, I was like, there's no way to prepare for that message.
Well, I still remember the moment because I felt it beforehand.
You did. I remember.
That's never happened to me ever before in my life. But I just remember sitting up and being like, something happened. Yeah. This is not about me, McPhee. Gosh.
That's what I do.
Gosh, you're the worst, Burr. Okay, so...
It's my crowd work.
I kind of know the answer to this question, but I wanted to go a little deeper with you about this. Because I know you and I have talked about this before, but the humans in the world have not listened to this. Not heard this. Do you think that every painful thing needs to have a purpose? Or have you learned that sometimes something can just hurt, but God is still there?
I think sometimes something can just hurt, but here's how I word it.
Okay.
Every painful thing can have a lesson attached if you want it to.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes something might just suck and it might not make any sense to you ever.
Yeah.
And that's okay. I haven't always been okay with that. I've always... I don't believe in coincidence. I think there's a reason for everything, but I've accepted the fact that some things I just won't understand why. And so I think you will get out of a painful moment what you want to get out of it.
Yeah.
That's for anyone.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's still painful moments that I don't understand, but...
Well, even for me, like something like today...
Yeah.
I'm not going to talk about that because there's people from our ward that listen to this podcast, so that'd be really weird.
It's the definition of too soon.
Yeah. Along those same lines, what can you not laugh about? What is something you still can't make funny? You segued into my next question without even knowing it, McPhee. That was cool. That was super cool. You had no idea.
What can I not laugh about? Like, what's still not funny to me?
What is something that you still can't make funny? Like something that if there is, there might not be anything. Because I know you and I have made horrible jokes that these people would never talk to us again if they heard some of the things you and I have said in our private
we both get messages that say, "Are you guys okay?"
Yeah, exactly.
You'd get them from your...
Like, people are still shocked whenever I make jokes about your mom.
Yeah.
People are like, what?
No, that's how I know we're okay. My favorite is, I don't even remember what the discussion was. I know where we were driving. I know right where we were. But I finally made a good point because we're having one of our like fake funny arguments. Mm-hmm. And I knew I had you. But the reason I don't remember what it was is because you looked at me and like 6 seconds of silence go by. You go, "Yeah, well, your mom's dead." and I was like, okay, that's how I knew I won. That's how I knew. Because you had nothing else to go to.
I do hope, by the way, speaking of your mom, that like when I get to meet her someday after we pass, that like she welcomes me with open arms and not like, why did you make all those jokes?
No, she won't care one bit. So
there might not be anything.
I'm
that's
sure.
okay.
I mean, the night she had a stroke, like New Year's Eve, New Year's, like, there's nothing funny about that to me.
Yeah.
I can laugh about her death, about her aspects of her being gone. I don't make any jokes about child abuse really for a reason. There's nothing funny about that to me.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying if I heard a joke that was like funny that I wouldn't laugh. I'm not looking to write about it.
Mm-hmm.
I think about if something were to happen to you or any of the kids, I don't know if I have the goal to get on stage ever again. Like, that would ruin, like, I don't know. I feel weird getting on stage if you died. I've thought about that several times, yeah. But then I look at Patton Oswalt because his wife died and he had to deal with it, and part of it was getting on stage as quick as he could. Or like when Rodney's daughter died, before her funeral, he got on stage and he talked about how good it felt just to be up there to laugh with people again. So maybe there'd be an aspect of that.
It's like SNL after 9/11.
Yeah.
You know? Can we be funny again? Why start now?
But, like, not that anyone's ever threatened our kids or anything, but I mean, I've made jokes at your ex-husband's expense, but never at an aspect that involved Gavin getting hurt or anything like that. That stuff's just too close to home.
Well, even that scammer guy that kept calling me and that was rude to me.
And I was dicking with him.
You were totally messing with him for a long time until he made a crack about your children.
About taking...
Yep.
Yeah.
You don't have to say it.
But the moment he did that, which was like 20 minutes in the call, then I started recording it and got it over to the feds.
Yeah.
So they don't handle that stuff with much grace. I mean, even just like, I don't know how to do this because this person listens.
Now they're all going to question. Now they're going to be like, who are you
If you think I'm talking about you, I am. But I mean, intolerance, the older I get, drives me nuts.
Got it.
We have friends that are part of the LGBTQ community, very close.
That we love very much.
Very much, and family members.
Yeah.
And intolerance towards them, like, I don't need anyone to understand someone else's lifestyle.
Yeah.
I just need them to not be a-holes about it.
Right.
The moment that happens, there's nothing funny about it to me.
Yeah.
Except for if I think someone's too homophobic or something. Every time I hear someone being seriously homophobic, all I hear is a closet door being slammed shut, because that's the only reason they're so insecure about someone else's lifestyle.
Yeah.
And so that stuff I can't handle. Again, I don't need anyone to understand it or agree with it or even be okay with it. Just then don't pay attention to it.
Well, that's the thing. I actually said this a couple weeks ago in Relief Society. That's kind of funny. Was just talk about, you don't have to understand someone else's pain to be sympathetic towards it.
Yeah. Like, it doesn't have to be your pain for it to be real.
Yeah.
There's stuff that you get upset about that I don't understand. And that's okay, because it's not for me to be upset about.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't care if the Mets lose.
I care really deeply if I make a joke in Elders Quorum and no one laughs. I found that out today.
That was a good joke, though. I don't know why anyone did that.
The only reason I commented is I thought this is going to bring the room down. Like, this is going to... And I was like, oh, it's for my dad to worry about. No, nothing? All right. Well, I guess I'm never raising my hand in class ever again. I even leaned over to Gavin and was like, that one bombed. And he wasn't paying attention.
Shocker.
He was looking at his phone and goes, huh?
Oh, gosh. I'll take that thing away from him. All right. So, you have people... We're coming to the end, baby. We're coming to the end.
We're good.
I know. I'm just telling you. I don't even know how long we've been doing this. So, people that listen to your podcast, they hear... you and others that you interview, like finding faith and humor in other people's stories and their own stories. What are you still trying to find in your own?
What am I still trying to find in my own faith?
Yeah.
Or
What? How do I word this the right way? It made sense when I typed it out.
You're fine.
In your own stories,
Okay.
what are you? Do you have any that you're still trying to find humor in and the bright side of things in?
Yeah, probably. I mean, I don't think I would keep doing this or writing jokes about my stuff if I wasn't trying to find humor in something. But if you're looking for a specific answer,
Well, it's funny because I wrote this question in two different ways.
okay.
So I said, so after everything, the things you survived, the things you've laughed at, and the things you still can't laugh at, where have you found faith in being funny?
I mean, I've shared this before on here, but like,
Yeah, I don't listen, so I don't even know.
the first time I felt like things were going to be okay after my mom died was at the graveside service after my Uncle Wayne gave the dedicatory prayer.
Yeah.
And everyone's just sniffing and trying not to sob because he finished this beautiful prayer, which is unlike, like, my Uncle Wayne has a huge heart,
Yes.
but he's such a goofball.
That's not like him.
It's so for him to pull that out was like, holy cow, that was amazing.
Yeah.
And he lets it sit for like 10 seconds of silence and sniffing. And he goes, it just dawned on me. The only reason Lisa had to go now was to get Grandpa out of prison. Or get Grandpa
Yeah,
out.
that's funny.
And everyone's laughing. And I didn't know if that was okay to laugh because, okay, there's my uncle. He's still here. And I looked at my dad and his tears were now tears of laughter. So that was the first time I was like, okay, we're going to be, things are okay. And then 6 weeks later, it was the 4th of July, and we were at my house where we grew up, and my cousin Tia threw a firework, and it bounced right under my chair, and my cousin, and we screamed and got out of the way as it was like going.
Yeah.
And I, to this day, had never heard my grandma, my mom's mom, laugh that hard. It was like a witch cackle, just and that hearing her scream laugh. That's when it was like, you sit back and you go, wow. We're laughing again. It's not going to be okay. We are okay.
Yeah.
So
You just needed to get past that moment.
I hold on to that because after our car caught on fire on the way to Vegas, we sat down on the bed that night and there was nothing else to do but laugh no matter what we tried to do. It was just,
We went to the pool.
I know that in really bad moments, I can look at this and say, okay, I don't know how we're going to get to this moment, but I'm going to put my head on the pillow tonight and somehow this will be figured out.
Yeah, we sat in the pool and we're grateful that, the Rod was still with us.
And I also know there's going to be a moment, maybe not the same day, that I'm laughing again and laughing about this moment, and I'm going to be okay. What?
Then I just love you.
I love you.
I love listening to you tell me things. I know you're not just telling me things, but I have one final question.
Okay.
What do you think God thinks fine? What do you think God finds funny about you?
I would think for how many times I've had to learn the same lesson, he just has to be like, okay, here we go again. Like, I don't know. I think, all right, so if you believe in a God,
Yes.
which not all my listeners do,
Correct. This is, yeah.
but if you believe in a God or a higher power or the universe, somewhat of a creator would also have to be an all-knowing thing. And if you know everything, you would have to have a sense of humor, because I have to believe that if you see the full picture, little specks on it aren't going to be a big deal. And I think this is going to sound like I'm making him sound heartless. It's not heartless. It's more of a, like, how much he loves us. Kind of like we are when Jones gets upset that he didn't get to push pause button. Where he's just like, dude, it's okay. And he's almost trying not to laugh with comforting us. Like, it's almost just kind of like this whole moment of, it's really okay.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know it right now, but it's really okay. And he's probably smiling in our worst moments because he knows it's going to be okay.
Exactly. And I honestly think that that's becoming more and more of a thought process for many humans, especially in our religion, because loud laughter is allowed again.
Yeah.
I think that more people are realizing that you have to be able to laugh through things, because if not, you can't be so uptight and you can't be so stuck.
Yeah.
I guess is the word.
I heard a quote today is talking about forgiveness, and it's talked about how like you don't forgive someone because they deserve forgiveness. You forgive them because you deserve peace.
Yes.
I think with laughter, it's the same thing. Like, you don't laugh at something because it has to be funny.
Correct.
You laugh because you deserve to have a little bit of lightness to get you through whatever the hell it is you're going through. And I think God put humor in us, or evolution evolved humor in us because it's supposed to be here for bad moments.
Exactly.
It's the yin to the yang.
You have to be able to laugh. Like, again, going back to SNL and what we said. Are we still recording?
Yeah.
That'd be really scary.
48 minutes.
Oh, good. Well, then I guess we'll be done.
Not yet. I was going to read this to you because I had ChatGPT roast me for turning 40, and I'm going to read it to you.
You have to send that to me, too.
I will.
Okay.
First off, it called me Brent.
Oh, because that's your name.
So I said ChatGPT.
You guys know that? That's his name. His name's Brent.
Yeah, because I've talked about on here turning 40 now. I might have to be Brent.
No,
There's no such thing as an old Chase.
I don't care. You're going to be an old
Chase owes Brent money. And Chase Bank, the director, like the CFO, is also named Brent. Like, it's all like,
oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
I've researched this.
You're so funny.
Anyway,
okay,
so it says, 40, Brent, congratulations. You've officially reached the age where your body makes a noise every time you stand up, and you have to pause for 3 seconds to figure out whether it was your knee or your soul. You're 40 now, and at 30 you're like, I'm going to change my life. And at 40 you're like, I wonder if this coupon expires today. You spent years chasing your dreams, becoming a husband, a dad, a stepdad, a comedian, a podcaster, a fisherman, and a Mets fan. And somehow the Mets are still the most convincing evidence that you don't learn from your mistakes. You're 6'3", which means you're 6'3", 225 pounds, actually 250, but it's basically a human exclamation point with a lower back pain. You're doing Finding Faith in Funny, which is perfect because at 40, you're going to need faith to believe your metabolism is ever coming back.
Oh
and funny because otherwise you'll just sit there thinking about retirement. You know you're getting old when your idea of a wild night is the kids are asleep, I have leftovers, and nobody needs anything else from me until 7 a.m. tomorrow.
You mean 4 a.m.
Yeah. And let's be honest, you've reached the age where you don't go fishing anymore. You just stand beside a lake, complain about your back, and call it quality time with trout. But here's the worst part. You're turning 40 and somehow you're still immature enough to think a hot dog is worth having an actual argument about. Happy 40th, Brent. You're not over the hill. You're just finally old enough that the hill has a handrail for you.
Oh my gosh.
So
I love that.
Thanks, ChatGPT, and thank you, wife.
Okay.
52 minutes
Well, I
almost.
hope your people can handle that. It wasn't too long of
If they're still listening, then they stuck it out to the end.
Yeah.
Thank you for interviewing me.
You're welcome.
Should I cut this up into 2 pieces and have the Cyclical Bart come out on my birthday?
No.
Good.
That's dumb.
Good answer. This is officially the longest episode. I waited just long enough, so suck on that, Josh Connor.